So, well, hello everybody. It's been a little bit since we've gotten on Google Meet to do one of these. Ken and I have seen each other in person quite a bit, which is nice, but
Yeah,
haven't really gotten on Google Meet to do a video. So we've been doing a lot of Focus Fridays, which we'll talk about toward the end of things. They've picked up, haven't they?
oh, definitely, definitely, definitely.
We're having a lot of fun with Focus Fridays.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that quickly to close the video. But we are here today to promote the ultimate boot camp that we are going to be doing in really just a few weeks, less than a month, in the Pacific Northwest, specifically in Tacoma. But we've had dealerships sign up from Washington, Idaho, Kansas, and one other Midwestern state I can't even think of off the top of my head. So it is open to anybody to go up there. We are expecting an influx of Pacific Northwesterners to sign up,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
that'll be November 13th to 15th, again in Tacoma, Washington. And Coach, you've had a great relationship with the upfitter that's hosting it, or at least specifically the rep from the upfitter, Rod Belcher. Talk about your relationship with Rod for just a moment.
My relationship with Rod started when he was actually working for General Motors and as a rep, and we just really hit it off. And he used our services quite a bit. He's an innovator. He's looking for better ways to do things, and that's really what our boot camps are all about. It's amazing the stuff that we've been teaching and that we've added, but mainly the stuff we've been teaching is more relevant in today's market than in any time because there are fewer people on the streets and they're open to seeing you. And I'm
Yes.
surprised at how many people are sitting in the dealership waiting for something to happen. And in reality, there's never been a better time to grow your business than right now.
I was shuffling through my notes. I don't know where I put it, but I printed out that gift that we were given on Friday during Focus Fridays. You know what I'm bringing up. I won't mention who did it, but he did a great job. He knows who he is. We got a scan of 7 pages of notes that someone had taken at one of Ken's courses in 2003, and
Yes.
then a follow up in 2007. And the point was just how relevant every single one of those things was then and still is today. Now, obviously, there's maybe a technological tweak to it, or some industry update that you need to do, but the actual activities, they really haven't changed much, have they?
No, they haven't really. I was pleasantly surprised and shocked at the same time when I looked at the list that this gentleman gave us because he was fairly new at that time, and
Right.
he's been. The great thing is these are things that he took to heart and actually implemented and followed, and his sales went through the roof. I mean, they just went out of sight and continue. In a management role, though, he continues to use the ideas, the techniques, and lives and dies by them.
hmm Truly one of the very best in the country. Any manufacturer, right? That
Oh,
particular that particular
absolutely.
person.
Oh gosh,
So you
top.
know who you are. Kudos to you, and those of you that were on the meeting, obviously you know who it is too. So kudos to him and you guys as well. One of the things, and the reason why I brought that up is because there was a moment when we were going through that list where we had a point that he threw out there that we used to have as a maybe not necessarily a cornerstone, but you like to use the phrase BFO, blinding flash of the obvious, right? And it was one of those things that we used to talk about at a boot camp where it blew away people of the simplicity but effectiveness of this technique. And we're going to save what that is for those of you who attend in Seattle. But suffice to say, in all of these dealer boot camps that we've done, and then the one that we did in Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, we haven't been talking about that particular aspect or several of those other things that were on those 7 pages of notes that used to be cornerstones.
Absolutely.
So the point that I'm getting at, and then I'll let you speak to it, is I'm really excited to bring some of those things back into the fold that we just haven't been talking about that are still relevant and are still frankly awesome. So I'm sure you're just as excited too that we got that little refresher for us to be able to deliver a better product, right?
Oh, I am. I actually take the list and I keep it on my desk now,
Yeah,
just reminding me of. It's one of those things you don't realize how much you've forgotten that's so relevant, and that it is. So the great thing about this boot camp, we're going to reinsert all that stuff and really take it to the next level.
yeah,
So I'm excited to bring that back, and there's never been a more relevant time than right now to really hit that hard.
yeah. Rod also was able to swing a really, really great hotel deal for anybody at the actual meeting hotel. It's in Tacoma, not Seattle. Obviously, it's slightly different there, where it's 99 bucks a night. And that's tough to beat anywhere these
Oh,
days,
today's
especially when
market.
it's right at the same facility.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ease of use and economy all in a nice, neat package with a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. So November 13th to 15th in Tacoma, Washington, fly into SeaTac and then come on down. We'll be there and we're going to have an awesome time at the Ultimate Boot Camp. Now, two more things to touch on before we let you go. Number one is we did mention those dealer boot camps. If you do have a larger staff, say, what would you say, five or more? I think
Yeah, absolutely.
the smallest one we had was six, I think.
Yeah.
Most of them were pushing double digits, if not into double digits. If that's something that interests you more, where we actually come to you and do a dealer boot camp just within your dealership, let us know. Those have been a lot of fun. We can detail those with you, but reach out to us individually. By the way, anybody that's still checking this out, we did update the telephone number on the website. It is accurate now. I've had a lot of people call me and tell me that it didn't work and they had to call us on our cell phones. I basically had it a new one launched up, and it's going to go right to my cell phone for any leads. So you guys feel free to call at will, if you will, and call to will. Um, and then the other thing, Focus Fridays. Literally about 24 hours from now when we're filming this, is a Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Focus Fridays have been a lot of fun. Been a little low on numbers because we haven't really marketed it, but we had a great group last week, and the conversation exploded in a beautiful, beautiful way.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
we have this moment. We talked about this when we introduced it in the boot camps, where a problem gets presented to the group somehow, and the entire group gets in on the discussion. And Ken and I sit back and watch it happen, and watch that bonding experience take place. We've had a couple of those on a small scale of Focus Fridays, but nothing like what we had this past Friday. It was
No,
awesome. And we
it
ended up
was.
going way over time, and nobody wanted to leave. And we had a great time talking and just kept going. So if that's something you're interested, again, I'll put the I'll put the link together, or you could reach out to one of us. But we've been running Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you're interested, let us know. So anything on that before we part with the group today?
But it's just it's a gigantic brainstorming session
Hmm.
with, and it's a brainstorming session with the people on the call who have been at this a very long time. So these are not rookie questions, and answers. These are experienced guys who are really getting there. But you don't have to be experienced. You can be a brand new guy and be on that call. And I promise you, you won't stop taking notes the whole time.
And the other thing to that is, I tell this story all the time, that I'm a big proponent of the best way to learn something is actually to have to teach it. Tell a story from my quarterbacking days that I picked up on teaching a particular set of plays to a receiver, and I realized I, as a quarterback, didn't know what protections we should be in certain situations, and it forced me to go back and learn. So what I'm getting at is, even if you are experienced and we wind up with a lot of new guys, they've asked a lot of great questions the new guys have that have re-engaged the fundamentals for a lot of the experienced people that
Yes.
make you go, huh, I haven't been doing that in however long, or I need to get back to that. Let me find a way to do that. So there is value for everybody in these conversations as we go. So think about that when the Focus Friday. So any parting words?
Uh, Never a better time to be on the streets. I'm just telling you, so many people are waiting. Well, gosh, I don't have the inventory, or what am I going to do? What am I going to say? You've got to understand, the businesses are in the same predicament that you've been in. They've been lacking, key components, maybe things that they sell that they can't get. But that's the time to re-engage, and it's just so important. And we're going to be talking about ways to do that. So we really want you to be at the boot camps. We've added stuff to fit today's market. That's the great thing about it. Things that fit today's market, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's going to be a lot of fun. So November 13th to 15th in Tacoma, Washington, commercialtrucktraining.com/UBC. And if you want to, ask us about in-dealer boot camps and Focus Fridays as well. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Very good. Take care, guys.